dragon and a castle silhouette. So follow along with me. If you're using pencil today, my littles, grab your pencils, keep your erasers near. And if you are using crayon right now, you're going to use the black crayon. Let's get started. We're going to start with our first dragon. It's going to be right in the center of our page. So follow along with me for our lines. Okay, so you're going to start with a curved line. You're going to go curve up. And then give me another little bump right here. We're going to give them a piece like that. Okay, just a few curves there. No worries if yours looks a little different than mine. That works. Okay, we're going to give them another curve. We're going to start right where we had our first line. And we're going to give them a belly, a neck, and we're going to touch right there with our face. That's going to be our curve. Again, if it looks a little different, no worries. Okay, we're going to do our wings. So let's start with our two curves. So we're going to go curve down. We're going to go a curve up. Curve up. Okay, we have two curves there. And now we're going to give him some spikes on his wings. So curve out, curve out. Think of a bat's wings, just like that. Curve out. Okay, again, curve out, out. There we go, all the way to the body. And then we have our dragon with wings. So far, so good. Let's give him some horns, guys. Okay, so we're going to give him two little spikes there. Okay, and I'm going to give him a little sharp tail edge with a triangle on its end. Give him a sharp tail edge. I'm going to give him little triangles going down his back like this. Give him some spikes. Okay, just like that. Some spikes all along his back, guys. I'm going to go all the way to the head with these spikes. And let's keep going. Very nice. Okay, and that's going to be our first dragon. Super easy, really fast dragon. It's just a silhouette. Okay, just a silhouette. So we'll be coloring that in black. Let's follow along with our next dragon. Okay, we're going to give it a curve like this. Okay, curve like that. Okay, a triangle right here. A little teardrop shape like that. Leave it open. Okay, again, two horns. Okay, we're going to draw an A shape right there, so the mouth is open. Okay, now we're going to draw our curves in for the wings. Okay, and now we're going to draw the body. Okay, this is going to be the tail. We're going to go up and we're going to curve down. And now we're going to give him a little spike again on his tail, the end of his tail. Okay, that's the end of our silhouette for our dragon on the second dragon, guys. Easy peasy. Let's start our castle. We're going to give a few straight lines in the corner of our page. Yes, this will be in the corner of your page. Okay, so you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines down. Make sure you're watching my lines. Okay, so you have one long one and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 short ones. Okay, guys, now we're going to give it a triangle top. So follow along with me, triangle top. Much easier to do in pencil, my littles. Okay, now we're going to do some lines across. 1, 2. Okay, some lines across. Okay, you're going to follow your edge down and give yourself a silhouette all the way to the bottom. You're going to go up with your mountains, down with your mountains, up with your mountains, down. Okay? And this is all going to be at the edge of your page, okay, guys? I'm going to go with another line of mountains. Okay, and I'm going to give those little mountains a top. Okay, all at the edge of your page, guys. Let's give this castle some wavy flags. 3 lines down. Still using our black. My littles, you're still using your pencil. Okay, give them some little curves right here. And then meet those curves in. Okay, meet those curves in. Now we have little flags. Okay, let's keep going, guys. We're gonna do some yellow clouds. If you're doing pencil, please follow along your pencil. We're gonna do some yellow clouds. So get your line and then curve. Just a mushy little blob. Okay, you will be coloring these in. If you're using pencil, you're just gonna draw the outline, my littles. Thank you. Okay, same thing, follow along. You're gonna give me a straight line and then give me some curves. Color it in for our clouds, guys. Same thing, curve. Give me some bumpies and then color in these clouds, guys. Pencil, remember, you're not going to be coloring these in. You're just going to do the outline. One more, and we'll do one more on top. Sorry about that. Continuing on, you're going to do one more on top all the way across. Bumpy, 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 and then coloring it in. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to be using my orange now. If you're done with those clouds, go ahead and grab your orange, and we're gonna start drawing some curvy lines coming out of the mouth here. Yes, you guessed it. He is breathing fire. Okay. Curvy lines to make it look like fire. Okay, now we're gonna follow along with a circle moon. So make sure not to draw on top of your dragon here. This is gonna be behind it. Okay, guys? So I'm gonna start with my moon right here from this first cloud. I'm gonna go around, making sure to not go in front of my dragon. Okay. Keep it going. Okay, follow along, put your lines down. Okay, there's my circle. Not a perfect circle, but it's a circle, and I'm gonna give myself some more curve lines just like that to continue on with the moon. Okay. Okay, then I'm gonna grab my red. And I'm going to do the same thing. Emphasis lines. Okay, guys? I want these lines to come out really nice in my drawing. If you're drawing with me with pencil, you can also do these lines. Okay, it looks really nice to add detail like this to our drawing. Very nice. Let's keep going with that, guys. Very nice. Okay, that's the end of our dragons and silhouettes. Thank you for drawing with me, guys. If you're ready to paint with me now, you're going to have to set up your area so that we can have less mess. The first color we're going to start with, guys, is orange. Okay, so you're going to wet your brush and you're going to get a few droplets of water into your orange, guys. Okay, let's make sure our orange is nice and clean. Make sure you add enough water to it. Since we are using watercolor, it is going to take a bit of water into your paint. Let's get started with our orange, guys. And we're gonna be painting in the moon, guys. Here we go. Gonna be using the colors we have left, and I want to see this moon orange. Make sure not to get into your dragon. Do your best to stay out of your dragon. And remember, you can paint over those clouds. Those clouds are not gonna let you paint on them, so you're gonna see that resistance from the crayon. Okay, let's keep going. The more color you add to your paint, the more it'll spread and show through. Going around my dragon. Around my dragon, adding more paint to my brush because my paint is already drying out. Going around those black lines. Okay, painting on top of the cloud there. Adding more paint to my brush because it's getting a little light. So in this drawing, you're going to learn, in this painting, excuse me, you're going to learn how to avoid those little lines with a smaller brush. So we have a very pointed brush here. Okay, let's add more color to our brush. Going around the wings. Very nice. I'm going to keep going with my orange, and I will be adding red to the sky as well. And I'm just going to color a little bit of it orange, and the rest of it's really going to be red. Notice how I'm making it darker though. Okay, avoiding my castle. I do not want to paint orange in my castle. Do your best to stay out of your black lines. Okay. Now I do want the silhouette around the moon. I'm sorry, the curves around the moon to be darker. So I am going to add more orange paint to that. Going around your dragon, guys. Do your best not to paint inside your dragon. Get as close as you can without getting inside of your dragon, guys. Let's keep going. Adding more orange to my paint, so my brush, excuse me, so it's darker. I can completely paint on top of my cloud since it's covered with crayon. Getting really close to that dragon, but not close enough to paint inside of it. And since I did all of this area here with this dark orange, I'm going to continue on here with this dark orange in the sky. Okay, now I'm going to continue on with my red. Oh, I seem to have forgotten a big chunk of that here in between the dragon. Ooh, there's a little too much water there, so don't spread it if you added too much water to your brush like I did. Let's keep going. Very nice. Adding more paint to my brush. Give myself a darker circle around my moon. Now I'm going to clean my brush really well, and I'm going to add red. A few drops of water to my red. And I'm going to continue on with my silhouette, adding to my red. And I'm going to touch that orange a little bit. And it's okay because I'm not mixing it in my palette, but I can mix it on my page. Getting really close to these mountains. Getting really close to these mountains, guys. but not painting inside the mountains. Remember, if you want it to be darker, you got to add more paint to your brush. Way more paint to my brush because that's looking very pinkish. I don't want it to be pinkish. I want it to be red. Okay, adding more water to my brush, adding more paint. There we go. That's the red I like. Let's keep going. Getting super close to my dragon. More paint. Close to my mountains. Very good. Here's a good challenge, getting in between your spikes without getting on the dragon. You can't move too fast here. Oh, look at that. I already got some orange on my finger. Gotta be careful not to smudge your painting, guys. And I'm gonna paint right over those clouds. Adding more paint and water to my brush to fill in this corner here, guys. Make sure to add as much paint as you need to keep it dark. If you feel like your paint is not spreading, it's because your brush is not wet enough or your paint is not wet enough. I need to add more water to my paint palette here. Let's keep going. There, I want to keep it nice and dark red. Getting really close to my dragon there. Getting super close to my dragon, guys. Adding more water to my red because I'm going to add it into my orange here, but not mixing paint in the palette, just mixing paint on the paper. Oop, touched it a little bit there. There we go. It's still wet. You can wipe it away a little. Cleaning my brush before I get more red because I do not want to mix the colors in my palette. But I do want some red in this orange here. I like the transition of it. It's very nice. Okay, I'm gonna add some red to these fire flames here. So getting really close to my orange. Be careful not to wet it too much. Okay, I'm cleaning my brush before I touch the orange palette. Taking out a little bit of the water from my brush too, so I can add in that orange and make it look darker with the red there. Looking a little pink. There we go. That's a dark orange I wanted. Keep going with the red in this corner here before we forget this corner. And go in between the castle very carefully, guys. Okay. Very carefully. We're gonna let the crayon, hold its place. Oh, I got a little bit in there. Be careful. In between those little edges. That's why you have such a tiny brush. Okay, we're going in between these edges here. All the way to the top, adding our lines, corner lines. And it's looking a little pink, so I'm gonna go darker there. There we go, that's the red I want. Remember, we're not mixing in the palette, but we can mix on the painting. Adding a few red lines in between here, very carefully, guys. Very carefully. Oof. Super close. Super close. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to add the black. So rinse off your brush very, very good, guys. We don't want to get any of our red into our black or we're going to get a weird maroon. Okay, so let's wet our black very well. And this color is dark, so make sure that you add enough water to it. Okay, keep mixing it into your paint. Now we're going to start with our first large dragon right here. We're going to add some paint to its wings. We're going to go in between the curves. Okay, if it's not dark enough and it's looking a little gray, you can definitely add some more paint to your brush. Okay, we're going around the curves, around the curves. Oof, around the curves. Okay, around the curves, guys. Get in those lines. Curves, curves. Don't touch the red, especially if it's still wet, guys. Okay, we're going into the body now. You need to add some more water to it. Be sparing. Okay, we don't want our black to be too wet because it's going to run into the other colors, and if they're too wet, you will have some mushy looking colors. Okay, guys, we're coloring in very black. Remember, we're just using the tip of our brush on the entire painting. Okay, sweeping our brush across the page. Okay, this is looking a little gray, so I'm going to add some more paint to my brush. Okay, going in between, going in between. my little triangles. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more water to my black. Not too much, because I don't want it to spread. Okay, I don't want it to spread into the other colors, but I do want it to be darker. And it is going to dry very dark. See, I went too fast there. In the face. Okay, paint the face. Very close to those edges. Okay, now I'm going to turn my brush. Instead of it being flat like that, I'm going to turn it like that so that it's pointed, and I'm going to get in my triangles here. Okay, see how much easier that is to get into the triangles when I have my brush pointed instead of on its side. Okay, now I'm going to follow up with the next dragon, getting my brush with paint and continuing on painting over that middle crayon, working my way to the tail and the little triangle. Again, we're using the pointed edge. We're not using this flat part. We're going to the side like this to get to those pointed areas. Okay, pointed areas. Going around to the neck. Little areas require the point of the brush, guys. Okay, the face. Now the silhouette of the castle, guys. So go ahead and add more paint to your brush if you need to. I did. Okay, filling in these areas, filling in these areas. And I'm going to paint all this hill too, so I can definitely fill in that area with black. This is a silhouette. So a silhouette is the outline, guys. We're going to give ourselves painted castle here. We're coloring all of our castle black. Okay, doing the flags black. Very tip of my brush. Very tip of my brush. Okay, adding a little bit more paint to my black there. Getting a little thick. Okay, now I'm going to follow along with the hills. Getting as close as I can to that red without mixing my paint there. Same thing, I need a little more paint in my black. Not dropping droplets anywhere. But now it's moving around a lot better. Silhouette of the hills. Silhouette of the castle. Getting really close to this red. And it's done. Thank you for painting with me.